So right here, we're just starting off with a couple dots on this drawing, going in with some line work. We'll see how that changes later. Making sure to keep distance between each of these lines fairly consistent, but I noticed it kind of started to clash with those dots that I was running through the middle in terms of how far away they were spaced. So that's why I added those little dots in between. Then I realized I didn't like how those dots in between looked, so I connected them to larger structures of lines. So yeah. Experimenting with what to fill space on that rest of that part. I just think I end up not changing it at all. I like that kind of trident shape that I made there. I like how that looks. Then I continue this dot pattern. I do something with these flowing lines. Then normally I don't keep little areas of white space like you see in that kind of zigzag pattern there. But I think I changed that later. Going into the right side of this pattern now. Yep. Do a little bit of some squiggly lines there. And just really trying to figure out what fills that space nicely. It was a bit difficult. A couple tries. Right here, with those more longer, less uniform and pattern-like kind of squiggly bits, that's more where I'm kind of starting to show my impatience sometimes when I'm drawing, when I can't come up with a good idea. Right here, this is where I start making the piece a bit more checkerboarded, like some of my earlier stuff. It's a lot more built-in shapes, less lot, just raw lines, which I kind of wanted to revisit because I remembered how much I liked it. So I'm just going in kind of retrofitting these patterns to fit with the consistency of the rest of the design. I want to do that S shape, where a line cuts down the middle and then fills in the two parts, but it took me a couple tries. Another squiggly section there. I spend a little bit here trying to figure out how I want this area to be shaded, so I end up just working backwards there. They're not shaded, I guess, rather filled. That design, I liked how it turned out. Looks pretty nice and stands out enough from the rest of the piece where it's not you get your eye drawn to it a little bit more than some of the more filler details in the rest of it. And it's something I want people to have their eyes drawn towards instead of like a mistake or something that would look like a mistake. that's mostly where make or break is, I think, with a lot of abstract art. You just don't want to do things that could be perceived as mistakes. So even if you do make a mistake, I think you can still salvage it by kind of leaning into it, making it more of a pattern and less of the exception. A lot of strategies that I use in my art are to, I think, find interesting ways to save time making it, because the thing is with stuff like this, where it's very much to the eye of the beholder, the only thing you can really objectively do better is being more efficient, being able to do more of it. So here I wanted another kind of part of the piece that would intentionally stand out from the rest. So it's this much more consistent pattern. It's much larger than all the others. Still keeps the balance though of black and white. You can't have like all the rules of your piece be broken. Gotta stick to some things. Gotta fill out more of the right side here soon. Keep zooming out to check for balance of the positive and negative space. Here I go out and kind of build on this section a bit more. And then now I just need something to kind of fill out the bottom left. So I kind of start on this design, then I kind of give up on it. Then I find this nice way the bottom of the piece kind of curves, so I lean into it, and I find this nice little kind of pattern design on the second bowl shape that I put into it. That kind of draws your eyes to it. So that was the last piece of line work in the art. I just centered it up here, and now I'm going in with colors. I figured it would be a neat thing to try to do another pattern over top of the original pattern, but this time with colors, I guess, inset into the original patterns. So this part takes a bit. The three colors that I end up choosing end up being this pink. I guess it would be a magenta. I'm pretty sure it's a magenta. And what I figured I'd do, I think it would have been too confusing to do some patterns on the similar scale of the base that we're working on. It wouldn't have translated, obviously, because there'd just be too much incomplete information with the white spaces in between. So now just recentering that, filling in the gaps that I missed. And then, since I liked this kind of shape, kind of reminds me like a caterpillar a little bit, I figured I'd just go in with kind of outlines of each of the colors and just go in order again. So I think I do green, and then I think I do pink and blue to finish it off. There it is. So now, this is basically just where I'm trying to figure out just one more thing I want to do. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but I think I just end up trying to fill with the colors here, color balance. Moving all those sliders around, just seeing if anything catches my eye particularly in a good way. And I think I end up with changing the color balance a little bit, and then upping the saturation a little bit. After that, though, I'm basically just looking for a background color. I find this a nice shade of blue kind of does it well, and that's about it. I think the blue makes the colors less in your face. In a way, the background blue I think mellows out the colors, which is nice. It doesn't mellow them out too much to where it blends into the background, but I just think it makes it easier to look at.